Let's do something crazy, and let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to keyword tools. Everybody, every software out there that does it, doesn't matter if it's online, offline, doesn't matter. What is their basic function? To pile on as many keywords as possible. Give you lots of volumes. Boy, it's impressive. It's also useless today, right? The fact is, Google, shoot, any search engine, they don't care about how many keywords you're trying to stuff places. What they care about is that you're using relevant keywords in relation to whatever you're putting out. Okay, now this tool, this is a Google Business Places, Google Business Pages, Google Business Listings. This is a keyword tool specifically for that. Okay, and I'm going to walk you through it, and I'm going to show you how you can just set the world on fire, man. You can start bringing those companies that you're doing business with, that you're doing handling their local marketing. You're fixing to blow their minds with what you're bringing to the table once you use this software. And I'm going to cover all that. But before I walk you through the actual software, just know that even though this tool was built for and focused on Google business listings, it'll still work the exact same. When I mean the exact same, for external content, for blog posts, for articles. This is a buyer intent keyword tool. Now, see, I've already messed up. I said it's a buyer intent keyword tool. No, that's just what I tend to use it for, is I'm looking for the buyer intent keywords. But it is just an intent keyword, right? So there's all different types of intent that people have. You know, one type of intent is urgency. Is it open now? Another type of intent is it wheelchair accessible? Okay. No, those are on two opposite sides of the spectrum as far as keywords go, because on the one side you got, is it open now? All right. If somebody is doing a search and they're including open now in that search, that means the urgency is pretty high. On the other hand, if they are looking to see if that particular business is wheelchair accessible, well, the urgency may not be high, but it's valid, it's important, and they may gain a customer simply by being focused on that type of keyword. So let's go ahead and walk through here. The first thing I want to point out is that the standard version does not have this enable pro mode and enable elite mode checkboxes. Okay, those are two separate purchases. You know, these are optional, they're upgrades, and you can get them. And don't worry, I have priced everything insanely cheap. But let's don't get into that yet. Let's just walk through the basics here. So what I need to do as a local marketer is I want to go ahead and put in my general niche for the company, that I'm working to get them. I want to get them some more traffic. I want to get them more listings, is showing up under more keywords in the Google listings, right? Or in the business listings. All right. So now, number one, I can use city and state and even zip code identifiers in the software. In addition to that, you could, use a VPN if you wanted, where if you're in one country and you're wanting to, get reliable information from another country. Well, if you're using a VPN, I use HMA VPN. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. You just go find you one if you're not familiar with VPNs and how awesome they are to kind of put yourself where you want to, at least in the general area, sometimes in the exact city. But all right, let's do one. Let's go with something fun. We'll go with car detailing in Odessa, Texas. Man, I do sound like a hillbilly, don't I? I'm just going to go ahead and put auto detailing. All right. And let's run this application. Now it's letting you know that it's processing here. As soon as it fires up, it shows you it's processing here, and it's showing you the base details. Now these that it's given us here, these are the details, these are the keywords that Google said, hey, people looking for this sort of thing in this area are typing it in this way. It gave me a little pop-up to let me know that they've all been processed. See, it doesn't take long. So they're telling us, okay, these are the keywords that people are using in that area to find these sort of things. Now, here's the big deal when it comes to local marketing and your business listings. Man, this is where most people just stop, right? Most local marketers are completely oblivious to intent type of keywords. So they just stop here. They say, oh, well, that's what people's searching for. Google said so, so it's good enough. And yeah, Google said so. But that's just the base keyword. So in other words, when you rank for these things, and they're absolutely good to rank for, yeah, it's absolutely fine. Your client's going to get some traffic. But what good is the traffic if it's not converting into sales, right? No, the more important thing here is really niching down to get into the intent of that buyer and go after those words, so that now it takes a whole lot less traffic to get a whole lot more buyers in their door. So that's why it may be exciting to them when you first start out. You rank them for something that it's kind of a big general keyword. Well, even though it's not even specifically general, it's a pretty good keyword. You rank them for something like that, cause a bunch of traffic to hit their side of their page, and they're thinking, oh man, this is cool. But after a while, what do they really want? What is that business that you're working for? What do they really want? They want people to buy from them. Doesn't matter if it's a product or service, bottom line, they want people to buy from them. They're paying you whatever they're paying you in exchange for you to bring them buyers. And a neat kind of a cause and effect chain reaction type thing is, and I've found this myself recently, is when you're bringing them buyers, they quit caring about the volume of traffic at all. They could care less. What they're looking at is, holy heck, I am sitting here, we're getting X many more customers per day on average. And now here's the cool part for you as the local marketer. Man, you can just expand this out and you can get them really drilled down to where the real action is, to where the buyer action is. All right, I've blathered on enough. Let me go ahead and continue on with the software. So we've got run, stop, and clear. I guess that's all pretty obvious. I really didn't know, in what way people would prefer to save this type of information, the format they'd want it in or anything. For me, I use the text file in HTML a lot, but I know that a lot of people use CSV, and I also put an Excel option in there since CSV doesn't necessarily always convert over to Excel properly. So anyways, I put all of those in just so that you've got it, just so that you can save it however you want to. We've got our dashboard, which is the main program. We've got our support options, which if you click on that, you'll see some links up here. You can go to live chat, email support, or help files and videos. Here we are. Let's run this again, because I want to kind of just show you how quickly we're able to do initial drilling. And what I mean by initial drilling is just the very first level, getting those intent keywords so that we can put together keywords that it encapsulates our main keyword plus our intent keyword, which in turn gets us listed in Google for that intent keyword, because hardly anybody is really optimizing for these things. In fact, let me just say this. I know I'm getting long-winded here, but let me just say this before I dig into these results here. The difference between the average local marketer and those big local marketing agencies, the only thing that's separating you from them is that they already have tools like this. And no, they're absolutely not telling you about them, but they already have these tools. So they're going in, when they get a new client, they're coming in, they're getting these really easy to land keyword phrases that contains the buyer intent that they want. And what happens on their client side is the client sees that, oh my goodness, I just hired these people on, and look at the daily volume of sales, what we're picking up. And that creates super fans. And that puts, those companies in a position to where they say, oh, well, we offer this service too. We offer this service too. And so they can sit there and just make a ton of money off just about every business that they're working for. And that's separate from, just the normal average local marketer out here. So, he's able to do one or two things, and sometimes it may not even be things that are super valuable to that customer, like, getting them listed for the keywords that matter, for the intent keywords that is really going to bring those sales in. So let's just look. Okay, our main keyword here was auto detailing, Odessa, Texas. That's my nearest city to me. So we can either click this arrow or double click the listing, but we'll click the arrow. Google shows us, what they're telling us is the people that are searching for auto detailing in Odessa, Texas, are also using these intent words. Now, understand, this is kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy that Google creates. Google has over time came up with, what the most common intent keywords are. And so basically they'll put those intent keywords on there, and just, using a little bit of psychology, they'll get people to click the intent keyword. Okay, so even though a person may not necessarily be absolutely typing that in, they may only type in auto detailing Odessa, Texas. But then, well, hey, there's a handy click, because I'm wanting to know about prices, or I want to see what the top rated one is, the best auto detailing. And so the person clicks it, and this gives Google their data to where they're saying, okay, people that are searching for this, here is what their intent is. And they use that for their own purposes. But the exciting part of that is we get to use it for our purposes as well. So now we know. I went ahead and made this to where you can double click it, and it'll open up that for you so that you can quickly see what these keywords are. Now, let me do something right here. I'm gonna take this out and open that. All right, let's go to tools. Now, it says there's about 386,000 results. 386,000 people in one way or another have optimized for this keyword. Okay, let me hold for a minute before I go on to that. Understand that on these, everyone that has a check next to it means that Google does have Google business listings on that page. If it has an X, it means there is no Google listings, business listings on that page for that keyword. Now, that doesn't mean that some of these won't have Google listings in them. So keep that in mind. It's important, because what is the point of going and trying to rank your small business, your company that you're working for? Why rank them for something where Google's not even going to have business listings. It's senseless. So here we are, and we see it's got about 386,000 people that's competing for this keyword. Now, let's go back to this auto detailing and open now. So in other words, we've got our intent keyword. Somebody that's looking for this place right now. 372,000, 386,000. Now, that's not a huge difference, but what I want to point out is clearly it's easier to rank the lower the number is. So here's a lower number, and they have business listings. Let's do another one. Let's say, let's do the wheelchair accessible thing. We've got our main keyword. We've got our intent keyword. We've got our business listings. So far it's matching all the criteria that we want. And look at that. We're down to 165,000. So again, it's easier and easier to rank when you're using intent keywords along with your primary keyword. Every one of them have the business listing on my, you get my point though, right? When you're adding intent, the intent keywords in addition to your main keywords, well, then the competition drops. Sometimes it's significantly less, and I'd really hoped to show you that. It just didn't work out this time because I want to show you the real results. But I've came across, I couldn't even tell you how many that the difference is massive in between where the main keyword is and a keyword with buyer intent on it. And of course, in this particular search, all of them had the Google listings on the page for that search. That's not always the case either. Sometimes you'll see an X here. But anyways, you're sitting here looking at it. If you were, if you had a client who does auto detailing, first of all, the top 6 keywords. Again, we're not going for volume here. We're going for hardcore quality, better than everybody else. So you have the top keywords that you need to look at ranking for, and then you have the intent keywords. So now I want you to just think this through. If you was to just write an article, whatever, in your Google business pages, and you've got auto detailing Odessa, Texas, and let's just go with, then clearly you're listing in that Google Maps or Google Places business listings. When somebody clicks through on that, you have such a higher opportunity to get that sale right now. Just for example, these people that are looking for auto detailing in Odessa, Texas, and they're looking for somebody that does it mobile. In other words, will come to them to do the stuff. That means this is somebody who works all day, every day. They don't want to take off work. They already know they're going to be getting charged a bit more, and they don't care. They just want somebody to come. Do you get me? This is super basic stuff, but it's also so very important, and so many people are missing this. So that's it. This is what the base program does. Now, if you'll think about it, you could systematically go through here, optimize your listing for your main keyword, then your main keyword with each one of these. So we'd have 8 things that you could work on ranking your client for out of this one single keyword. And even if you get, only 1, 2, 3 of these things, you get listed up in those top business listings, man, you are going to absolutely cause that person to have more business. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people who are, the people like you who are working for these businesses to get them ranked for these things, they may hold the rank in Google for top rated, for example, but they may not be optimized for top rated, which means when you optimize for top rated, now your odds just skyrocketed of hitting one of those top 3 positions, right? So that just gives us quite a bit. There's 40, 50 keywords you could pretty easily probably rank for through here. That is the base. That's the most basic part of this software. That's what you're getting for the amount it shows on the bottom of the page. I can't say the amount because I've just did an insane discount just for this launch to get it out there, get some buzz going, and then I'll be moving it back up to regular pricing after this launch ends. So, just so that I'm clear on that. All right, so now let's look at what happens when you run the Pro mode. Again, Pro and Elite are separate purchases. So, but let's run the Pro mode and see what happens. Let's run this sucker. Now, when you're running in Pro mode, it takes a lot longer to process your listings. And the reason it does is because it's doing something that the truly biggest local marketing agencies, what they call intent stacking. And so this is finding us our intent stacks. All right, so let's click our drop down and see what auto detail in Odessa, Texas, see what that gave for us. So we see our base, right? Same as before. That's the standard version it gave you. But then we keep going down and we see that now not only did we get these, but it also gave us data on whether or not these search phrases that are the intent keywords, whether or not they also have listings on them, business listings. Okay, and this is vital to know because, again, why would you bother ranking for something that doesn't have business listings? And so this shows you right up front. So we see auto detail in Texas, the prices. Okay, we see it doesn't have any in it. But now let's drop that down. Nope. We see it has none. None of the, if you stack these, which is what Google is pushing as intent keywords, if you stack these, it's not going to do any good. So this is a dud. Right up front. Garbage, don't mess with it. Let's look at the next one. Auto detailing, Odessa, Texas, open now. We've seen that, it has business listings on it. Oh, yep, top rated has business listing. This one has, all of these have business listings, which means, let's click that. Yeah, this is what I wanted. We'll look here. We've got, when we use this, which is our main keyword and our initial intent keyword, okay, we've got 372,000. Not too bad. But now, when we start keyword stacking, when we start intent stacking. Intent stacking is very different than keyword stacking. Know that up front. Okay, we have our business listings just like it told us we did. But now let's look at it. 364. And let's check this one out. What do we got? 63,000. There are a lot of people with various needs for wheelchair accessibility, and it's not just people that's in wheelchairs. A lot of older people, they don't necessarily trust their ability to climb upstairs. Well, wheelchair entrances usually have handbars, and of course it's on a grade. So don't discount this. This is actually one of my favorites, one of my secret weapons that I use. But see, super easy. I mean, this one is essentially brain dead simple to rank for. So that's what it's showing us all the way through, and it's doing that for each keyword, right? So we know that we've got business listings. We know these have business listings, and now we know that we can stack our intent keywords to go even further. Now, the combinations on this get staggering. So where I said, hey, don't worry about keyword volume. Ours is not about keyword volume. That's true, but still, with just this set of listings, Jesus, there's hundreds and hundreds of combinations for you to rank for that you already know in advance meet all of the criteria you need in order to get people in that business's door who are going to buy, right? They're showing intent right off the bat. Person searches for this, they may just have a general passing interest. Person searching for this, well, they have a very intense interest. A person searching for this and this, or this and this, have an extremely intensive desire to do something. I mean, this is a lot of intent. Every once in a while, you're going to get the ones that have no arrow beside it. And essentially what that means is Google didn't provide any type of intent keywords for us. So for me personally, these are dogs to me. It's got its base keyword, right? I mean, it's base intent, cheap, but there's no other intent keywords to go with it. So to me, that says, yeah, that's probably not worth my time messing with, considering I have so many other options. Okay, and remember, all of these, that was just for this keyword. And we've got that same setup for all of them. And I mean, there's just so many combinations that's putting you in an almost unheard of power position. It's just crazy. You are going to start getting your customers, you're going to start getting these guys, buyers in their doors. You're going to be a superhero. Okay, I'm going to just stop that right there, because that is what your pro mode will do. Now let's check out the elite mode. I'm going to click that. I'm going to run this again. On elite mode, you get to take absolute 100% control of the keywords it's using. Okay, now it's giving you the base keywords. These are great keywords. These are the keywords that Google is telling us, hey, when people are searching for this, this is what they're searching for most. But we all know, as marketers, we all have our little different things, our little secret juice that we use to come up with some pretty astounding keywords, right? So this gives us the ability to take absolute control of our keywords. So, we could take some of these out. We say, oh, well, my guy that I'm doing, he doesn't do any mobile work. And there's no point in me doing both of these. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to leave the full word on this one. I'm going to take this out. And so there you go. So now I've filtered it down to these three, because as you've seen, when you're running pro, you are getting just a metric ton of keyword combinations to use that are ultra powerful, because you're stacking intent. Okay, you're doing what the big boys do. So now you could just go ahead and paste in your own keywords that you happen to know. Either hey, I know this keyword has high traffic, low competition, blah blah blah. Okay, so you're able to put those in yourself, take complete and absolute control, and run the software, and it's going to, you're going to be doing it in your pro mode because you want the stacking. You really do want that. It's not that you need it absolutely. If you're you're a one-man show, you're only doing this for you're just getting garage sale money or something. I don't, just a little bit of mad money, a little pocket money every month, then the standard is just fine. But if you're doing this with the intent of, building a full-time income out of it, you would absolutely want the pro mode because it's going to just blow you up. If you're already running a full-time business with it, we all know it's a lot easier to sell an existing customer something than it is to get a new customer. So the fact is, with this doors open to you, once you kind of test this out, and I know you'll test it out a little bit, once you test this out a little bit and you see how quickly you're able to rank for these things and how targeted that, the people that's walking in that company's doors is with that credit card in their hand, you'll see that you can go back, start hitting up all your clients, telling them, oh, we have all sorts of new magic for you here that is just absolutely going to blow you away. We're going to bring more people to you. This is almost to the extent where you could tell them, hey, I'm going to do this. I'll do it for free as long as, you have some sort of tracking. I'll do this for free right now, and I'll let that sucker run for you for a month. And if you see an increase in business, then, you pay me X dollars. If not, hey, I'll just take it down and go on about my business. Man, you've got a guaranteed sale there. Anyways, I don't want to get into the sales part of it, all that how to do that stuff. If you don't know how to find the customers that you need, I also have a tool called GBP Tactical Advisor, which is absolutely astounding, that you could check out at some time. But this is it. This is your base, your pro, and your elite models. Let me go ahead and just save this to a text file and open that up for you. Get that over here. So this is the one I use most. You have all those other views, but this is the one I use most because I'm able to, just at a glance, I'm able to pop open and see where my money's at and where it's not, which is just as important as seeing where it is. Now, I want you to pay attention to that. We're sitting here at 162, and that's just off of 3 keywords. And that's not even counting the stacking that you're able to do. Do you understand the power of this? I mean, you can get as many insanely powerful keywords absolutely as you want. So that's the software. I'm sorry this turned out so long-winded. It's just, I don't know. I just had a lot to say about it. I'm really excited about this software. It's been exploding what I'm doing. So, I hope it does the same for you. It's worth checking out for sure.